Sairam students, welcome back. Hope all of you are doing fine, and you must have done well in your semester exam as well. Hope all your papers would have gone easy for you. Now we'll be going ahead with our second term. We'll be starting with our third unit in English, and for that we'll be starting with a poem. Okay. Now before we go ahead with the poem, here is some warming up for us to do. Get into pairs and discuss the following with your partners and complete the table. Many people are superstitious. This means that they have the belief for which they have no logical reason. An example of such a superstition is that walking under a ladder brings bad luck. In pairs, list any superstitions that you know of them. Okay, so the first one is done. Smashing a mirror, it brings 7 years of bad luck. Yes, what implies? See, mostly it's said that superstitions, bad luck, it's something fatal going to happen to you. It's not good for you. So one thing can be a cat crossing your way. Yes, somebody while you're moving out, talking something, somebody sneezes, isn't it? So all these are superstitions which people do believe in today's time. Yes, so these superstitions need to be eradicated from our society. Otherwise, the society will never ever develop. Okay, so what are these superstitions? How is it going to be related to our poem, which we are going to learn? We'll see to it. But before that, have a look at these pictures. Along with the superstitions, we'll be learning another aspect as well. Okay, so in these pictures, you can see, yes, how a mother is trying to save or caring for her own child. Yes, whether it be a pet animal or even a wild animal, the ferocious tiger lioness also, so much care, so much love she has for her own cub. The elephant also, the monkey and the dog also over here. So these animals also show their maternal love to their child. Yes, so this love given by the mother is genuine. It's the most precious thing which a person receives in his or her life. So this superstition and this aspect of mother's love, we are going to, yes, we are going to learn in our next lesson. The love of a mother, the mother's love, as well as the superstitions which people do believe even in today's modern time. Okay, then the name of the poem is Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. Yes, now who is this Nissim Ezekiel? We'll just see about the poet. Okay, Nissim Ezekiel was born in 1924 and breathed his last in 2004. Was an Indian Jewish poet, actor, playwright, editor, and art critic. He was a foundational figure in the post colonial India's literary history, specifically for India's writing of a wider range. The poet depicts the selfless love of a mother who is stung by a scorpion. So the name of the title of the poem is The Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel, and in this poem he's showing the superstitious belief of the people as well as the selfless love of a mother who is stung by a scorpion. Let's go ahead. We'll read the poem first. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison splash of diabolic tail in the dark room, he risked the rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. With candles and with lanterns throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud baked walls, they searched for him. He was not found. They clicked their tongues with every movement that the scorpion made his poison moved in mother's blood, they said. May he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burnt away tonight, they said. May your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next birth, they said. May the sum of all evil balanced in this unreal world against the sum of good become diminished by your pain. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition, they said, and they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center. the peace of understanding on each face. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. My father, skeptic rationalist, trying every curse and blessing. Powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin upon the bitten toe and put a match to it. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. My mother only said, "Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children." So, this is the poem, children, about the night of the scorpion. We'll see as to what the poem means. Okay, so we'll see the first two stanzas now. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison flash of diabolic tail in the dark room, he risked the rain again. So over here, the poet is telling us that he remembers the day, the night when the mother was stung by the scorpion. Okay, so how did the scorpion come happen to sting the mother? It was when it had rained for 10 hours, steady rain for 10 hours, had driven him to crawl beneath, had driven this scorpion to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Okay, after giving the sting to the mother, parting with the poison, the poisonous sting which he gave, he the flash of diabolic tail. Diabolic means something which is devilish, relating to devil. Okay, he tail in the dark room, he risked the rain again, means he where he was finding shelter from the rain, he after giving the sting to the mother, the scorpion had risked the rain again, means had gone in the rain again. And it was the night, yes, the night when the scorpion had stung the mother. So that is the night which the poet remembers. He remembers that the scorpion had hidden, was hiding beneath a sack of rice. Yes, and after biting or stinging the mother, with that devilish flash, he went into the rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. Okay, now in this stanza, we can see the superstitious beliefs of the people. Okay, the peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. So the peasants means the villagers who came like swarms of flies, means they came in huge numbers and buzzed the name of God 100 times. They started chanting the name of God 100 times because they believed that this scorpion was an evil one who had to paralyze. They wanted to paralyze, they wanted to cause harm to the scorpion. So they believed that after chanting the god's name 100 times, they could be able to paralyze, they could be able to cause, you can say, somewhat, uh, you can say, paralyze in the sense, could harm to the scorpion. Okay, with candles and with lanterns throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud baked walls, they searched for him. He was not found. They clicked their tongues with every movement that the scorpion made. His poison moved in my mother's blood, they said. Okay, so these peasants who had come, they had come with candles and with lanterns. It was the night time, no electricity. So whatever they had come with, those throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud baked walls. Okay, so this stanza also tells about the blind faith these people had. Okay, so they came with candles and lanterns and they were searching for the scorpion, and they tried to show those huge giant scorpion shadows on the walls. They searched for him, but he was not found because the scorpion had already escaped from the house. They clicked their tongues and making sounds, and as they said that more the movements the scorpion makes, the poison will move in the mother's blood. It will start getting into the mother's blood, spreading into the mother's blood. So that was the superstition with the which the villagers believe. believed that with every movement of the scorpion, the poison would spread in the mother's blood. Okay, next. May he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight, they said. May your suffering decrease, the misfortunes of your next birth, they said. May the sum of all evil balanced in this unreal world against the sum of good become diminished by your pain. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition, they said. And they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center, the peace of understanding on each face. Okay, so we are telling us that may he sit still, they said. So, in the earlier stanza, we learned that these villagers are telling that with every movement of the scorpion, the poison is spreading in the mother's body. So, they were telling that may he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight. So, this is they are relating to the mother. So, whatever sins the mother had done in the previous birth would be burnt away tonight. And may your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next birth. So the previous birth, whatever sins you had done, it would burn away. The next birth also, whatever misfortunes you would face, that would also decrease. And may the sum of all evil balance in this unreal world against the sum of good. Means that he's telling that whatever good you do and whatever bad you do, let it be it balanced against the sum, become diminished by your pain. So the evil which you do will diminish with your pain, with the suffering, with the which you are facing now, it would diminish in your next birth. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition. Now, see the thinking of the people over here. May the poison, the person is dying of the sting by the sting of the scorpion, which is poisonous, and it would is telling that through this poison, whatever desire, whatever ambitions you have, may that be diminished. Your spirit of ambition, it would purify your flesh of the desire and the ambition which you have. Okay, and they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center, the peace of understanding on each face. So the mother was in the center, and they had surrounded the mother, sitting, circling the mother, and that feeling of peace, or you can say understanding, was there on each and everybody's face. Going next. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. My father, skeptic, rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin upon the bitten toe and put a match to it. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. My mother only said, "Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children." Okay, so more candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. So we have more candles, more lanterns means a number of people was pouring in. They started coming in. More insect. The rain had not stopped. Yes, endless rain means the rain had not stopped. Still, in spite of that, many people had come to witness the pain of this mother. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. Yes, groaning means she was crying out of pain on a mat, and out of that pain she was twisting herself, her body. My father, skeptic, rationalist, trying every curse and blessing. So father, who was who thought was rational, of a rational belief, did not believe in the superstitions, trying every curse and blessing. He tried to using every powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid, and he even poured a little paraffin, okay, upon the bitten toe and put a match to it. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. Okay, so the poet is telling that his father, who was also a person who believed was belief was rational, he also tried, believing in what the other villagers were saying, tried every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, whatever he was possible for him to cure his wife. He even poured a little paraffin. Paraffin is a waxing something waxy substance upon the bitten toe and put a match to it. And while it was burning, that flame which was feeding on his mother, a holy priest was there. Man performed his rites, chanting some mantras over there to tame the poison with an incantation. Okay, so with this, you can see that though the father was a person with a rationalistic view, he also got into this act of the villagers to help his wife get cured. Okay, so this holy priest who was performing his rites, chanting mantras and trying to decrease the pain caused to that lady, and after 20 hours it lost its sting. So after 20 hours had passed, that sting had come to an end. The mother gained her consciousness, was conscious, and then she prayed. Yes, in that pain also she thanked God that the scorpion had chosen her and not her children. So this is the point where the poet wants to show the selfless love of a mother. Whatever the situation may be, whatever the circumstances may be, mother's love is genuine and it will be. Yes, that is the selfless love of mother. This we are talking about human beings. Even animals also, they show, the mothers show their selfless love towards their children. So in through this poem we see the selfless love of mother. And also I remember of this thing: mothers hold their children hands for a while, but their hearts forever. As when you're small children, your mothers hold you in their arms. Yes, as you grow big, it becomes difficult for them to carry you, isn't it? But even if they don't hold you in the hands, they hold you in your heart, in their heart, forever. So children, try to understand your mother's love, isn't it? That is the most precious thing, most precious gift with Lord has bestowed upon us. Okay, now we have an English workshop. This is for you to do. After reading the poem, complete the following. What happens? There are three main parts of the poem. Do you know what they are about? The first one is done for you. The scorpion comes, the lines 1 to 7. The scorpion comes into the home to escape the rain and stings the poet's mother. Then what does the line 8 to 33 tells us, and from 34 to 48 tells us? This is a homework which you are expected to do. Yes. And one more thing is over here. You have to complete the table. Yes, background or the setting of the poem, the type, it is already given. It is the rural or the urban, the evidence quote lines from the poem. The second table is about the scorpion. Many images of the scorpion contrast in the opening lines of the poem. Find examples of each and add them to the columns. Okay, so it's timid, dangerous, it hid under the sack, diabolic flash, and all that is tail, and all that is given. So what depicts showing that is timid, and the things which shows it is dangerous, you have to fill it in this table. So this is the homework which you are supposed to do. Okay, so till then, Sai Ram children, stay safe, stay healthy.